What would you call a joy that knows no bounds? That is as solemn as it is sweet, with an outpouring of soul that connects us. Joy in resilience, joy in creativity, joy in happiness, joy in strength. What would you call a joy that knows no bounds? A joy supreme. AARP celebrates Black joy. Visit us at aarp.org/Black community.
With my special guest, Regina Belle. You like that, huh?
Yes, that is rocking.
Yeah.
Oh, my
The
God.
DC talent, man. Skip Pruitt.
Oh, Skip, you handling your business, all right? You taking care of things.
No, bring that up again for me.
Yes.
Please. Yeah.
Oh, the Donnie Simpson Show.
Man, that's too sexy, baby. Thank you, Regina. Regina Belle is my special guest today. Man, it's always good to see you.
It's good to see you, my
I'm telling
friend.
you, I just love you so much.
And I love you right
Yeah,
back.
no doubt, man. I don't even know how long we've known each other. I don't know how many years. And
I can tell you, I met you in 1990.
1990.
The year before I got married.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it on Video Soul or was
Yep.
it some? Okay.
It's a video song.
Because I was thinking about something else today, and I said, wow, I wonder. I remember hanging out with you in the studio one night.
Okay.
You remember this? A bit. See, you don't even remember.
Nah, I sure
In
don't.
California with Narada Michael Walden.
Really?
Yep. Right. You were doing a song with JT.
Right. All I Want Is Forever.
Right.
So that's
We were in the studio that night. I don't know what year that was.
That would have been 89.
So that's first.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
That was so cool. What a cool night.
That
'Cause
is crazy. That's like
JT
31 years?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Something like that. Yeah, JT, of course, is, everybody says we're brothers. We always play it because we look so much alike. JT
Right.
from Kool and the Gang.
Right.
And but the other thing I remember so about that night was when leaving the studio, I got stopped for driving while black in San Francisco.
Well,
It's like,
that
who's
is
this
a
brother in this
hazard. You should have
Cadillac?
known better. You should have known better.
Well, what am I supposed to do? I got to drive.
Well, you in the show business, you should have some makeup in your car. Mac wasn't out, but
Yeah, right.
L'Oreal, Maybelline.
Yeah, okay. Yep. But that was quite a memorable night for two reasons. Yeah. So I think that's the first time we met.
Wow. Let me tell you why I probably wouldn't remember that. Because Narda was infamous for making you do stuff like 30, 40 times.
Really?
Oh my God, he's the worst. I think the only record that I did with him that I was able to do in like 2 takes was "Baby Come to Me."
Really?
It was something on it. It was something on it. We recorded in Maui at George Benson's studio. And so I was like so in love with the atmosphere and the water, and so when we got ready to do it, I was there without even trying. I was there.
Yeah.
So the mood was already set for me. So I only sang it like twice, and he was like, "Oh, I got what I need." So Hawaii, here we are, and I just had me a great old time. But for the most part, whenever we did anything, he was like, "Okay, now I need you to do it with," I was like, "Look, light skin. You about to make me come through this booth. Really? How many times I got to do this?" And it's like, I don't even hear no difference, but it was like I had to do it over and over and over. Yeah. And, he liked having, an array of presentations, and then he would do his thing.
Right.
And of course, you're not gonna get in the way of Narda Michael Walden.
Yeah, he was the man.
Yeah, but when I tell you, you made me want to move some furniture up in here.
I remember him telling me about Aretha. He was talking about Aretha Franklin because he did Freeway of Love that period.
Yes, all of that.
Pink Cadillac.
Yes.
But he was saying that he had never seen anyone so prepared, that Aretha would come in and run the whole song down once and tell him, baby, that's it.
Yeah.
And then she was done. He's like,
I've heard
can we
that
do one more for safety? That's it.
I've heard that from several different people who worked with her. Yeah, but she's the queen. What? The queen. You better get it.
Yeah, right.
You better hope ain't no glitch behind that board because you in trouble. What? But yeah.
Speaking of Aretha, of course, we were both at her funeral last year, and there was a viral moment that you created of me. Yeah, you. Because you turned around and took a picture of me eating Fritos.
Would it be some? You mean these? Are you hungry?
Oh, you bringing props now?
Right.
Okay.
Fritos. Thank you. It is the funeral treat.
Yes, it is. Well, you know what? I appreciate this. I have another funeral to go to this week.
I'm going to save these right over here for you.
That's become our joke. As a matter of fact, I sent Regina
Frito stars to put on my tree for Christmas. Who does that? Who does that? And they came in a really beautiful box with all this other stuff, but the Frito stars. And then I took a picture of it and sent it to you.
Right.
I want you to see that you are alive and well on my Christmas tree.
That's so funny. But when you took that picture, well, Fritos do make a crunch. And
a crunch,
the
really,
first bite,
that's mild.
Regina just turned back and looked at me like, really, Donnie?
Right. First of all, I gave him a chance. Okay. It's true. We had been there a good 6-7 hours by that time.
Right.
And everybody was hungry, but I had snacks, but my snacks were quiet. Okay.
Quiet snacks.
And Donnie apparently has no idea of how to do this at a funeral. And so he crunched the first time, and I was like, dude, really? So then we back in, and Reverend Jackson is praying a prayer. And this man eats a Frito and then has that look like,
hey.
Like it wasn't me. Dude, everybody in here knows you. And you can't see it, but Dorinda Clark is looking at, she's like this in the background of the picture that I Everybody knows that, and your partner is sitting next to you like, dude, really, you ain't gonna give me none? So it's just a moment in there. Wait,
picture.
And how about what's his name? Sitting right next to me. Oh, come on.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
He has a cooler.
Yeah, right.
Who does this?
Right.
Who does this?
Yeah.
Only at an African American funeral.
Hey, man. Well, you know what? As long as that funeral was, you're lucky I didn't break out some chicken wings and French fries.
You know what? People were going in the back
time.
and getting chicken wings. Yeah. I said, you know what? It's time for me to go.
Yeah.
I don't want no pictures of nobody seeing me around nobody with no bones on the side of my chair. Thank you very much. No, those are not mine.
Yeah. What a special occasion. I mean, the Queen of Soul. What did Aretha mean to you?
Wow. I kind of talk about it. It was more than just her gift. But looking at her growing up, we didn't really have a lot of superstar examples. And she was a superstar, and she kind of transcended the whole color line because her music was just so powerful. And seeing her, she has a big nose. I got a big nose, you know. She's not pencil straight, you know. Yeah. She got hips. And I'm like looking at her thinking, I can do this because I listened to her sing gospel, but then I listened to her sing R&B, and then I listened to her sing jazz. Then I listened to her at the Grammys do Des Norman.
Mm-hmm.
And so I looked at all of that and I said, you know, she gives me an opportunity to expand my horizon. And I don't have to just do, you know, what everybody expects me to do. But I can be out of the box. I can do the jazz. I can do the R&B. I can do the gospel. And, you know, nobody frown on me because I don't want to stay within one genre of music. Mm-hmm. And so she made my dreams get bigger.
Wow.
You know, she grew my dreams up, you know, from just stump height. But she grew my dreams into a tree. Just her single-handedly looking at what she was doing. So I often tell people, because Aretha Franklin was, I am. Mm. And so that's the blessing.
Well, that's why you were there.
Oh my gosh, yes. I mean, look, when I met her years ago, I forget what event it was, but she was talking to me, and literally, I could not talk. I just didn't have any words because I was so scared I was going to say something stupid. Which I've been known to do that a couple of times. I will not tell you how many, but Dan Marino would be the other person I was real stupid around. But in any case, I'm talking to her and I'm like, I'm looking at her like, gosh, do you know who you are? You know, it's that kind of moment. Yeah. This is the woman that I grew up with. This is the woman I saw on television. This is the woman that I dreamed of being like. This is the woman who I sat in my mom's kitchen when I had to do dishes at night, and I used the broomstick as my microphone singing her songs.
Wow.
This was the woman that when a friend of mine got married, I sang Love All That Hurt Away with another friend of mine. So, and I was Aretha Franklin, and he was George Benson. So it's like, you know, she represents so much in my life.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, when she left here, people were talking about how long the funeral was, and it was long, but so
that's what I felt, Regina.
You can't cover that life in a couple of hours, an hour. You can't do it. I mean, and so I didn't care if it was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 a month. If we were still celebrating, in fact, we were celebrating it at the Capitol Jazz. They did a tribute to Aretha, you know. So I'm like, I don't really care.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I felt my wife couldn't believe. She said, "You sat through the whole thing." I said, "Pam, I would have sat there as long as they needed me there."
I changed my flight 2 times.
Hurry. Did you really?
2 times. Ivy left out of the room to change my flight. I was like, I ain't gonna make that one. You better go ahead on back and change that. She came back. She said, "You ain't gonna make this one either, are you?"
Yeah. Well, who else? Influential. I mean, in terms, I mean, obviously Aretha Franklin is the one for you. What else did you listen to growing up?
For me, Donnie Hathaway. Oh, everything. He was everything.
I always talk about that. How it's so fascinating to me that if I talk to just people in the streets and ask them, Donnie Hathaway's name never comes up. But when you talk to artists,
musicians,
he's always there.
Yeah, because he's a stamp. He is a stamp amidst all of us. I mean, the power, the spirit, everything. He embodied all of it. And he's butter. The tone, amazing. And Layla has so much of him. And she's Layla in her own right because there's only one Donnie. But you hear this, you know, some of the spirit of who he was in her. You know, and probably Billie Holiday and Nancy Wilson.
Really?
Yeah. My thing was, if I could exude the power that Donnie had and the femininity that Billie had, then I would pack a powerful punch. And so I've always tried to kind of caress those 2 addresses in my life. And it's worked for me because somewhere in the midst of singing Donnie and singing Billie and singing Nancy Wilson, I found Regina because, you know, initially I was trying to mimic everything they were doing. But then I found myself in the midst of that. So pretty cool.
Well, I can relate to that. Like for me, for radio, and I always tell people this. I don't care what it is that you do. You grow up emulating people's styles that you like.
Right.
That's good radio. That's what. But I remember so vividly the day I found myself.
Yeah.
So I know what you're saying, and that's a good feeling.
Yes, it is.
When you find that.
Yes, it is.
That now I'm not trying to be this person or that person.
Right. Right.
I'm me.
Right. Right. And the day that happens, it's amazing because it's not just you that discovers it, but when other people discover, oh, I know that voice anywhere. Mm-hmm. That's a beautiful thing because that pulls you out from the rest.
Yeah.
You're not, you listen to different, like I can listen to, several male artists, young male artists today, and some of them sound like Chris Brown and some of them sound, but when you can actually say, oh, that's so-and-so, oh, that's so-and-so, and not even really know the record, but know their voice.
Yeah.
Like people didn't know when I did the song with Surface, they didn't know that I had done it, but then they was like, but that sounds like Regina Belle. Mm-hmm. And when I tell you that made my everything, that made my life right there. I was like, oh, snap. Yeah. I'm like identifiable. Hello. Right. I've arrived. And that's all that's what we want. We want to be recognized for what it is we do.
Do you feel that that occurs as much today as it used to? Because to me, it seems like back in the day, you could hear a song on the radio and you'd never heard it before. As soon as you heard it, it's like, Marvin's got a new song.
Right, right.
All these voices were Aretha, of course.
Right.
But they were all so easily identifiable.
Yes, yes.
And now, and I don't know, if it's because of auto-tune or whatever, that so many things sound alike. But
exactly.
I don't feel that anymore, that when I hear voices that I don't recognize them as immediately as I used to. I don't know if I'm right with that or not.
I think to some degree, I think we have, dedicated artists, true artists today. However, I do think because of technology that we've widened the spectrum of who actually has talent and who doesn't, and I can say that because I've been here long enough.
Yeah. You can.
So I'm saying
absolutely.
So I don't care who got the issue, but the fact of the matter is that if your voice is dependent on a machine tuning you up and tuning you down, then we got problems. We got problems. I mean, I remember when Pro Tools first came out, and we were in the studio, we were doing something, and one of the producers I was working said, "Don't worry about it." I said, "Oh no, you won't. You won't fix
it
me
later. All right.
You won't fix me. I will fix myself."
Right. Wow.
And so, we stayed there and I worked. He said, you really don't have to do that. I said, I understand, but I have worked my whole life to get to this juncture and not for you to flick a button to fix me, dude. No, you're going to give me the moment to go and do what I need to do. And I'm going to fix it. So, I think when we stopped caring about studying music, and to some degree, that's not all of the young people's faults because we allowed them to take music out of the schools. So what do they have to study? They don't have anything but the actual recording. So nobody plays instruments anymore.
Yeah.
Nobody does any of these things. So you got to get in where you fit in. And so we've given them what they can use to make music, and so that's how they do it. So to some degree, it's not all their fault, but this is what you get as a result of not being able to put in the time. In the same way, like when I was younger, we went in the shed. All my friends were musicians. So the so-called shed was where we got the band together and we played all of the top 40. Then if we had somebody wrote a song, we would work on that and we would do that and we would develop that and hash all of that out. And, we polished our craft. Yeah. And we were the whole 9 yards. We didn't just sing. Like a lot of the people that I grew up with, we played instruments. So all of us, I played tuba, I played trombone, I played baritone, steel drums. My friend Iris Clyburn from she's Iris Leak now from Inglewood. She had an extra flute. I learned how to play the flute. I just taught myself how to play.
Yeah.
So, there are places that we felt was necessary as not just singers, but musicians, that we had to go. And it wasn't just to the extent of our voices, but we used our hands. We used everything that we had to make music.
Yeah.
So sometimes, our band leader would say, switch off on drums. And, I wasn't that great of a drummer, but I could get a beat out. So the whole point was, is that we kind of learned how the rhythm section works by playing all of the instruments.
Yeah.
And I don't think we really have that now.
Yeah. God, I get so excited when I go to a concert and see a real band now.
Right.
To see Frankie Beverly and Mays, for instance,
right.
It's like, wow.
Right.
You just kind of miss it.
Right. I mean, Mint Condition was like, they were like Earth, Wind, and Fire, because they, brought music back, and instrumentation back, and musical progressions back, and arrangements that were extensive. They brought all of that back. So we just like kind of fell in love, especially us musicians, because it was like, oh, did you hear what he just played? Did you hear that chord? Oh, snap. We would be all like that, what I mean?
Right.
Where people just kind of enjoying the music and enjoying Stokely or whatever. But we were hearing through that.
Yeah.
Because it was something we missed.
Well, that's what as musicians, that's what you can hear that.
Yeah.
I remember being in a car with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis one night. We were in Minneapolis hanging out. And I can't remember what we were listening to. But Jimmy says, man, this dude's crazy. Crazy. And Terry says, yeah, I know. He says, no, I mean literally crazy. To play those chords in that progression, I mean, he's crazy. I'm sitting there going, God, I wish I could participate in this conversation. I have no idea what's a chord.
What in the hell?
What? Those musician conversations are always just so cool to me. But, I don't know. I just hear the groove. I just know where it is,
I bet you if you sat around long enough, yes, you would. Yes, you would. And because you're a connoisseur of music, you definitely, you hear more and appreciate more than you probably even know. So,
Yeah, well, I know this sounds like name dropping, but this is another conversation that I think was interesting. Frankie Beverly. One night I'm talking to Frankie, and I was telling him that I said, all my life I've wished that I could hear for one night with Stevie's ears.
No, you wouldn't.
And Frankie said, I wish I could hear for one night with your ears.
Right.
He said, because when I listen to music, I'm picking it apart. I'm like, why would they do this? Why would they do? He said, you just lost in that groove. I wish I could hear it like that.
Right.
And that was kind of fascinating to me. It's like, I'm grateful for what I got.
Yeah, I love what we do, but he's right about that. Like, my kids study with music, and I don't even understand that. Because music is a distraction to me. Because if I hear it, I'm distracted from what it is I'm doing.
Yeah.
So, and everything to me is music. So the doorbell rings. We used to have contests trying to figure out what key it was in.
Really?
Right. Who does that, right? Super dummy. So it's not the same. Like, my kids tell me now about I have two daughters that sing, and Sydney and Nyla tease me because they say they used to sing the commercial. And I used to tell them, stop. If you're going to sing it right. Ma, it's a commercial, really? And I just didn't even realize it was that serious. But it's like, you either going to do it or you ain't going to do it. And that's, and don't be around me with that, you know. And so, he's right. He's right. And you might want to hear with Stevie, but I think, and I'm just me, and I'm not a doctor, and I don't know any of that, but in my little world, I kind of think that Stevie being blind helps him to see music the way he sees it. And so it might drive a sighted person crazy.
Wow.
Stevie is like, he is a walking note. I promise you, I rode in the studio with him from from the studio to my hotel, and he pulled out a keyboard in the limo.
Really?
Who does that?
Did he really?
Yes.
That's great.
He said, "Oh, you should hear this song. Oh, what do you think about this? And how do you feel about it?"
Pulled out a keyboard.
Okay. 3 songs in, I'm good. Stevie, can we have a conversation? Just a little bit. Can we just talk for a little bit? So I fixed him. The next time we was together, I bought him a sweet potato pie. You gonna have to eat. You can't talk. Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Yeah, just he's music is everything. Yeah. So I don't know. You know, maybe for one day. I don't think you can handle much more than that.
No.
He's been living with that. So it's different. It's different. Oh. But I agree with Frankie in that, your appreciation of music is on another level than ours, because you can go places and just truly appreciate the music and how it makes you feel, and right, you don't critique everything.
Right.
Like you hear something, you be like, oh wow, I wish they would have played. I was like, oh wow, did you hear that? And you don't get to appreciate it when you pulling it apart, as he says. So, right. He's
I have
right.
a friend like that who's a writer, and like he'll go to a movie and he's telling, well, I know what's going to happen here, because he can tell how the characters are being set up and everything. And I'm like Homer Simpson, man. I'm sitting there, I'm stupid. Just you can take me anywhere. I haven't given any thought at all as to how this is going to end.
Right.
Not at all. I'm just on the ride, baby.
Right. And that, see, again. And then too, see, now even with movies, when I hear certain music, it's like, this music doesn't match this scene. Why would they do that? And then everybody's looking at me like, really, Ma?
Well,
really?
You have some experience with movies. Well, I mean, you've done well with your soundtracks.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It really goes. It reaches into areas that
What was that experience like when you did, especially doing animation? You talked earlier about not being in a box. I mean, that's certainly outside the R&B box.
Bigger than I could have ever dreamed.
Wow.
A whole new world.
I mean,
it's
huge.
crazy. It's crazy. And I believe to date that is the biggest, that's the biggest record in Disney still.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. It's amazing because I developed fans from 8 to 80. And that blew my mind.
Yeah.
So, and I didn't find that out until I was able to participate in something that I had dreamed of for years, but the Macy's Day Parade.
Wow.
Yes. After I won a Grammy, I was able to be in a parade, and I just, the following year, and I just lost my entire mind. So I'm on there with Peebo, and Peebo's just as cool. He's just as cool as he sings on stage. He cool on the float and everything. And I'm like, oh my God, Donnie, I should, what's this thing called an oofala back here, the thing that does that?
Uh-huh.
All that. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. I lost my entire, do you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Because I could not believe, I was like, and then I'm like, my grandparents are seeing me. My mother and fathers, they're seeing me on the floor. We watched this together at Thanksgiving, and I'm here. It's like,
that's something.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. I had a moment.
That's good.
Yeah.
So what year was that?
Oh my gosh. Let me see. So that was 92, 93. So like 93, I want to say.
Yeah,
maybe
okay.
somewhere in there.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So when you did the song, did you have any idea that it would become what it became?
No, because when I got ready to do it, first of all, when I went in the studio to record it, I had bronchitis. Right. So me and Peebo get into this argument because he's a smoker, and he decides he wants to come in my booth to talk about war and peace. Okay, you know what? How about no? It's a coffee table book. I don't want to talk about war and peace. Get out. And get out with your cigarettes. Get out of here. And so, we get to that whole thing. We record the song. I don't really have time to kind of glow over it because I'm on tour. So I'm working.
Yeah.
I'm wide open. I'm working. So I don't, it's not until I'm nominated for the Grammy, because I do the song and I keep going about my business.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even nominated for a Grammy, and I'm like, this could really happen.
Oh.
And then I said, wow. And I looked at the categories and I was like, I don't know. And then I won. When I got home, my face was hurting. I had smiled so much and so hard, and I couldn't stop because it was like, I just didn't want to go to sleep because I was like, this can't be real. This really can't be real. I mean, I have accepted so many Grammys at home in my mama's kitchen. Oh, you don't even understand. You don't understand. I use my basketball trophies.
Yeah.
Let me see. I just different things, like stuff my father had gotten from the Masons. That was my award.
Yeah, those were your awards.
Whatever was metal, and I could hold it in my hand like this.
Give you your Grammy.
Thank you so much. I just want to thank everybody. Thank God, and I want to thank everybody. I went through the whole thing, and then went to actually win. You stupid. You get dumbfounded once again, deer in headlights. But what a night. What a night and what a moment. To do this your whole life, it's something that you pray that you can get the top accolade, but you never know,
right.
You know?
Ask you this. How do you, when you have moments like that, when you realize dreams,
mm-hmm.
How do you get to new dreams? I mean, your horizon always moves.
Right.
I mean, you never really reach it. I mean, do you come up with other things then that you want to achieve?
Yeah, but not always in music. Raising my kids was a goal. That they wouldn't be crazy.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't make me crazy in the process. Having a successful marriage, being married to a former NBA player is not easy.
Yeah.
Because I had to explain to him for years, if you drop them pants in that corner, they going to be there till you pick them up.
Right.
You John Battle, I'm Regina Belle. Right. I'm not picking those up. So,
did he finally get it?
Oh, no, he still ain't got it. 29 years, he still ain't got it.
Well, give him time.
What? Give him time? What? What, are you going to be in a wheelchair and can't get out the pants? That's right. Whatever, man. Wow. No, it's just, I got a chance to do actually 2 kind of B movies and have some fun at that, at acting. I would love to do more of that. Provided it wouldn't be a stretch, playing something that, because I'm not willing to I'm willing to take classes, but I'm not willing to be in school for 4 years to get that done. Not at 55, not cute, not glamorous at all. I really want to write a book. I was talking to you earlier and I was talking about how you and I have a plethora of information. We're kind of walking wisdom. We've traveled the world and seen some things, and we've managed to stay relevant, these many years. And, I think we have something to offer people. And I would love to just share my experiences and in hopes that maybe that helps somebody with a breakthrough, helps somebody with, getting a little bit better understanding of how to get that you too shall live through this, whatever it is. And, just different things, because there are things that you and I have experienced in our lives that our celebrity has nothing to do with, that puts us on a playing field with everybody.
Without doubt.
Yeah. We dealt with stuff in marriage. We dealt with stuff in being sick. I have. And, we dealt with loss. We've dealt with things of that nature. So, that place, I think it gives us common ground to be able to talk to anybody. And people say, well, a celebrity. No, baby, pain is pain is pain.
Mm-hmm.
and being able to heal and get through. That's a place that, all of us, if we want to survive, if we want to live, and as the Bible says, live more abundantly, we have to find that place of comfort, or find a place where we can be comforted enough to get over what we're going through. So I would love to offer,
why don't you do it?
That kind of help. I'm working on it.
Okay.
Working on it.
Yeah, you should.
So those are the kind of goals that you set up now,
Yeah. If you don't mind, would you share the illness and how you got through it?
At first, not good. I sucked. I failed horribly.
Really?
You don't get news that you have a brain tumor, and there's a chance you might not make it. You got to go into emergency surgery. I'm a leader of 14 people, and now coming out of surgery, I can't even walk by myself. Can't put on my clothes by myself. I can't feed myself. And then I don't even care to sing because I don't know what's going to come out of my mouth. That's a place of extreme humility, and a place of, for some of us, it could be a place of no return, simply because you don't know what tomorrow holds. Right. And I believe that even though I couldn't put my finger on it, my faith was bigger than what I was seeing. Even though I had doubts, and let's just be honest about it, because who wouldn't? Ultimately, I'm a fighter, and I would not quit. If I go out, I'm going out with my hands up. Mm-hmm. I ain't laying down. Mm-hmm. And so I kept struggling. I kept fighting. My niece tells me this funny story. My niece was my caregiver, mm-hmm. and you and I talk about that often, being AARP representatives. And it's not always the people that are in the house with you that are your caregivers. They love you and everything, but sometimes they're not qualified to do what needs to be done. My niece came from New York to Atlanta, and she got my house in order. She got it to a place of structure where everybody could take a part, but they could do what they do well in their part. Mm. Mm-hmm. But it's that place of where you have to make a decision and say, I'm going to do everything I can to come back from this, or just be depressed and just lay there and just give up, and hope for the best. That just wasn't me. And I was telling you about this funny story. My niece she comes in the room, and I got my pants on some kind of way. I have no idea how I did that, but I buttoned up my shirt, and my shirt was buttoned crooked because I had vertigo bad, so I couldn't make things be on the right plane. Mm-hmm. And so she said, where are you going? And I said, I'm getting out of here. And she said, Auntie, Nana lives down the street. If she finds out that I took you out of this house, she's going. I was like, you are taking me out of here, and I mean right now. I am not staying in this house another day. Mm. So she said, where you want to go? I said, Publix. Oh God! She said, so she, and I was serious as a heart attack, and she wouldn't laugh at me, but she said, okay, all right. Are we going to get anything else? But no, I just want to go to Publix. So she gets me in Publix, and I got my hand on the cart. And I said, see, I'm doing good. Look, the cart was doing this.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, God. Oh, Jesus. When I tell you, Donnie, looking back on that now, I am crying because that was a hot mess, but I just refuse to lay down. I just know I'm not doing this. And after a while, they had me on gabapentin because initially I think it was for people with what do you call epilepsy? Mm-hmm. But they found out that it also speaks to pain, because during that time I also found out that I had arthritis in my lower lower part of my spine. And so I was in enormous pain just having to lay in the bed all the time. And so they put me on gabapentin, but I was taking it and I started hallucinating. And then I just could not stay awake past 45 minutes. It was like my niece would time it. She would give it to me and time it. And I'll be like, don't leave, because every time I take this pill, you leave me. And she's like, I'm not going to leave. I'll take it. She's like, okay, go. 45 minutes, really? I would be asleep. So I said, this ain't getting ready to work. So I started cracking them in half. Then after a while, I made her give me a quarter. I was like, I don't need this no more. I'm good. I'm getting up. And so I just started doing some different things. Because also, too, laying around, you gain weight. And so it's a lot of stuff that went into all of that really kind of could have taken me out if I would allowed it. But I was like, nah, we bigger than this. Yeah. Like literally bigger than this.
You're a minister.
Yeah.
I mean, but you're from the church.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
so that's always been. So it's not like this particular experience took you to God. No, he's always been there.
He's always been there. That's why I said, my faith has always been stronger.
Yeah.
And even when, like I said, when I thought I was not trusting, I was. I was because why even continue to try to come back if you gave up?
Right. Wow. So you're a minister now, and you have church, your own church, and so how long have you done that? How long have you had your own church?
Actually, my husband and I pastor, and it's 3 churches actually.
Wow.
Bread of Life, which is just a year old, and that kind of happened a little differently. We weren't really looking for another church, but a friend of ours asked us to take over the ministry because the person he had over it, that didn't work out. So he had us come in because he knew he could trust us. So we do that at 8:00. And then in College Park, there is Spread the Word Church Ministries. We've been there for 4 or 5 years. And then New Shield of Faith, which is in Atlanta proper, which starts at 11:00.
Wow.
That's we've been there for 12 years. So
really,
yeah. So we've been going, and I promise you, if God would have told me that my husband was going to be a pastor.
you wouldn't have seen it, huh?
My government last name might not be Battle. It might be something else, but I might have got off that ship.
Yeah.
What?
So what took him there? What?
Look, we in the car with our father in the ministry. He's actually younger than us, so it's really kind of funny. But Bishop Kenneth Paramore, we're in the car. We're taking him back to the airport because he had just preached a revival. And we're in the car, and he said, they call me Gene. Gene, John got something to tell you. So he's sitting there in the seat, like, not saying that. I was like, well, is somebody going to say something? And he said, John been called to preach. I was like, huh? What? Huh? What? John been called to preach. I was like, Kenny, stop playing. He said, no, he's been called to preach. And I was like, why?
Why?
Look, didn't the dumb questions start coming up, right? The dumb questions start coming. So, my position was, well, I got your back, and I'm gonna do all of that. Yeah. And not long after that, I was called to preach. And actually, I knew it was a tug on my heart. I could feel it, but I ain't want to deal with it. Yeah. And so I was running. Wow. And so one day, Bishop Paramore once again came by our home, and he's in Ohio. And he came to our home, and he was talking to me. He said, Gene, you do recognize the reason why you having all these issues is because you won't answer the call. And I said, how God gonna tell you and not tell me, like he don't know where I live. Oh, just saying the dumb stuff, right? Then he cornered me so far in the corner. Donnie, this is the epitome of stupid, okay? I say to him, my brother knows way more Bible scriptures than I do. He said, what? That's all you got. That's the best you can do. And so then I said, well, what do I have to do? He said, nothing. He said, just accept the call. He said, and then you got to learn. You gotta take some time, and you gotta spend studying. You gotta spend just being in the presence of God and ask Him what it is He wants you to do. And so then, it fell naturally. When I stopped running, then life started getting a little better. Stop having so many nightmares.
Wow.
But yeah,
that was my first ambition in life.
Really?
To be a Baptist minister. Yeah.
And that's why you're not one.
Well, George Clinton turned me out somewhere along the line.
But you know what, though?
But
what you do is ministry, though.
Well, that's what my mom says that.
Yeah.
She says, but you do. And she also says, you keep talking about running. And she tells me that. She says, no, you're running from something you can't get away from.
Mm.
And I keep saying, well, I don't know when this is going to happen, but
you need to bring my oil right quick. That's all right. I'm gonna get that seat before we leave.
But I'm like you with your husband, but I don't see it. But we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
We'll talk off the air.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's a lot of the times it's funny that you say now that's what you wanted to be.
Mm-hmm.
I have never. I've been in church my whole life. I ain't never no.
Yeah.
Because you got people when you in this job.
Yeah. Right.
It's hard for Jean to handle her own stuff, man.
I hear you.
And now I get calls sometime on the way to the stage. I'm like, baby, yeah, I understand. I know. I know, but okay, I'm gonna need you to stay saved just a few more minutes. Let me go on and do this show. I'm gonna come back and talk to you as soon as I get back. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. People Bryson. Have you talked to him?
Yes.
How's he doing? Because he had a stroke, right? Or heart attack.
Heart attack.
Right.
He is going crazy. He is the new me.
Well,
he said, if I get any more bored, I'm going to be a statue. Peebo is insane. I called him thinking I'm going to talk like 10 minutes. I don't want to wear him out or whatever. Please, we was on the phone for 45 minutes.
Really?
He is a nut. Do you hear me? He is a nut.
Bored to death. You need to go get him and take him to Publix.
What? Exactly. I need to see him go sideways with the cart. Yeah. Just, but he is making a great recovery. And he's even doing a little bit of singing. I don't know if you're seeing it on Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah.
So he's doing a little singing or whatever. And it's just going to take a moment because you got to think he's Peebo Bryson. And one of the things he is known for is that wonderful tone.
Mm.
So he is not going to step his foot out here till he knows he can handle what he needs to handle.
Mm-hmm.
He has to know he can sing. I'm so into you. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Oh my gosh. That is butter.
Yeah, man. Wow.
That's butter.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
How many songs did you guys do together?
I believe it's 3. We have 3 duets together.
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy?
All hits.
Alan Menken and Tim Rice, I love y'all. But my favorite song that we did together, Without You, that is my song.
Really?
Yes. That I believe Michael Powell produced that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my song.
Yeah.
That, oh my gosh.
Michael Powell, he did a lot of Anita stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. In fact, I wanted him because I was listening to Anita in college.
Mm.
And so when I got ready, when I had an opportunity to do my first record, in fact, let me go back. When I got an opportunity to sing out in front of the Manhattans at Carnegie Hall.
Mm-hmm.
And I sang "You Bring Me Joy."
Really?
And got a deal that night. Joe McEwen asked, yes, the A&R person for Columbia Records asked me, he said, do you have a record deal? And I was like, no, you want one? I was like, let me see. Yeah. When I tell you, I didn't have a demo. I didn't have a 8x10 glossy. I didn't have a bio. I didn't have anything. Wow. But it was just based on what he heard that night. Now, I certainly had paid some dues being in the industry. But coming in, I didn't have to knock a bunch of doors down. God really, really blessed me hugely. Yeah. You know, and but I was saying that when I did my first record, I wanted Michael Powell from what Anita had done when I was listening to her in college. Yeah. So I was like, I want him because he gets it, you know? Yeah. He gets it. And that big sound, and she was, you know, to me, she was like the ultimate, we call it the basement. You know, Anita could hang out in the basement just, and oh my gosh, and she make love to you in the basement with her voice. It's just, and I said, I need him. I need him. Yeah. I love that. So, yeah, so he did the song Without You, and I just really, really love that song.
Out of the new artists that are out there, who do you like?
Wow. God, I'm bad with names. Okay. I don't know. It's a lot of artists that I've been listening to from my children. That I don't know who they are, but I kind of like the music. I like the beats. My daughter, my baby girl Nyla, has been introducing me to country, and when I say introducing me, it was for the second time. When I was younger, I used to work on my grandfather's farm in the summertime, and my grandmother listened to bluegrass, so I kind of listened to that and the blues because she liked bluegrass. My grandfather liked Lightning Hopkins. Yeah. Right.
So where's this? Where?
In Enfield, North Carolina. Okay. My grandfather was a tobacco farmer. He had a tobacco farm. And so that's what I listened to.
I love country music.
Oh God.
I just love music.
Yeah.
I don't care what it is.
I love country music, and I love it because of the messages, the stories, just amazing.
Right.
Just amazing. And
to hear Blake say, "You can kiss my country ass," that's just good to me. I just
you know what? Lord bless him right now. He trying to be a preacher. Help him, Lord.
See, that's the problem.
I know. I see it in the spirit. All right. But that's in the Bible, so you good.
Oh, I'm good. Okay. I'm good. Right.
Not quite in that term, but you good. You good. It's
yeah. So how many years have you done this now? How many years have you been in the music business?
I think it's 32.
32.
Yeah.
So you've seen a lot of changes.
Yeah, man.
Do you recognize the music business now?
I've been through four mediums of, the LP.
Yeah.
The cassette tape. The CD.
Yeah, the CD, digital.
And now digital uploads and downloads, excuse me.
And I don't know what's next. I think it's just going to be, you just think about it.
Right.
It's just like,
no, it's going to be a chip.
Just downloaded right into your brain.
It's going to be a chip.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so I'm amazed that I made it through that many mediums.
Yeah,
because that's crazy when you think about it.
Do you ever listen to records now? Do you ever go back to listen to an album?
Occasionally, when a friend, who might have a record. Lord Jesus, I was going to say a phonograph. No, I did not say that. A record player. Yeah. Okay, let me try to be a little contemporary. But
it's
not
a different
often.
Sound though.
Yes.
Yeah, you forget.
You forget how unclean.
Yeah, right.
And then too, you go back and a lot of those recordings, like the old Delphonics and a lot of that music they recorded like in one take. Yeah. Because you had to go back and do it all over again, or you had to cut the tape. Remember that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So when you can hear some notes that might not be exact, but the passion was amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, those songs still make us cry. Those songs still take us back to what was going on in our lives. That but every time I hear family reunion, I think about the cookouts. Mm-hmm. When I hear Aretha Franklin and Reverend James Cleveland singing "Precious Memories," I think about being at my grandmother's house on Sunday after church. Yeah, so all of that music has a place in my life. And I think about how now everything is so perfect, but a lot of it doesn't have that same soul, that same spirit of taking you someplace that once did.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's another conversation I had, again, with Frankie Beverly. He was talking about how he would leave mistakes in songs all the time.
Yeah.
That, it's there, but if
if you do it better, you lost the feeling.
Right.
And see, that's the thing.
Yeah.
And that's why I used to get so mad at Narda, because I'd be like, okay, I'm going to do it perfect, but it ain't going to be the same, because I was somewhere else when I did that just a minute ago. But he's the professional, so I don't get in that way. But I agree with him that, there's sometimes where you can crack a certain place, but in that crack, everybody heard your passion. Everybody heard. They cried with you. They cracked with you in the spirit. And so those places in recording are important, and I think necessary.
Yeah.
Necessary to make your statement, to say what it is you're trying to say.
Yeah. Right. Wow. Man, you're amazing. God, I started out by saying I love you. I'm going to finish it by saying that again.
I love you more, Donnie.
It ain't possible. I really do. You're just so special. You've been such a good friend for so many years.
Oh, you know what? You forgot.
What?
You forgot our Video Soul moment.
What Video Soul moment?
Vesta.
Oh, with Vesta? I thought we weren't going to talk about that. Here we go again.
No, God rest her soul. Look, she left here being my girl.
Yeah.
But, I was mad at Vesta. And see, it's funny how the memory will help you forget stuff because you don't want to remember it. But I'm going to tell y'all. Yeah. So Vesta was hosting Video Soul for a week. And my video, I had just done So Many Tears. And it was my ode to Billie Holiday. And she played the song, and after the song came off, she said she made a joke, something about me sounding like a Billie Holiday on crack. So
she's
I'm
just
like,
trying to be funny.
She was trying to be funny, and I shouldn't have taken it to heart, but I took that to heart. I was pissed. So I don't know how many months later, I'm on Video Soul with Donnie. We're on the couch. And before I'm getting ready to do the interview with him, he says, "Now, Regina, we're not going to talk about the Vesta thing. I know that, probably, I said, "Oh, no, we good. I said it with a straight face, too. No, I'm lying. Okay, what? So we do the whole interview. We get to the end of the interview, and I said, "Oh, yeah, and about that Vesta comment, that wasn't cool. You could not like my music. I'm all right with that, but Billie Holiday paid way too many dues for us to, kind of make a crack like that." And Donnie threw my album over the couch and said, "We'll be right back." I thought we weren't going to. I said, "Yeah, but I couldn't help it. I'm sorry. No, I was not sorry." So years later, I see Vesta. And Will down in there asked me to come and sing on his show in Atlanta. I was flying in from someplace. I had just gotten off the plane, and I went straight to the venue to sing this song with him. I sang with him, and I go backstage to go home because I'm tired. And little do I didn't even know Vesta was on the show with him. So when I see her, I was like, oh. And so she says, "Regina." And I'm like, she said, "Regina, don't do that." And I said, "Hey, Vesta." She said, "Don't do that." She said, "That was a long time ago. I killed her. She doesn't live anymore." I had to hug her because that was crazy. Who says stuff like this? She said, I got help. I've been on the couch. I'm good now. I'm good. She had me crying.
Really?
She had me crying. And so at that point, it's like, nah, I gotta let that go. And
so y'all were cool from there.
We were cool from that point on. I remember when she said, girl, I got saved. I said, really? She said, yeah, girl, I got saved. She said, but they made a mistake, put me on the mornings bench. I said, wow, you went to an older church. She said, yeah, girl, I was on the mornings bench. She said, they told me I couldn't leave there until I started talking in tongues. I said, Vesta, what did you do? Because I already know this getting ready to be something. She said she did a scat. Can you see that? She starts scatting.
Really?
A jazz scat on the mourner's bench. She said they told her, okay, you're done. You're done. And they let her get up. I bet you they let her get up off that. Vesta had me in tears. I mean, I was laughing like the town idiot. Do you hear me? I was screaming. I said, only Vesta. I said, see, this is what I've been missing in my life. This is what I've been missing. So, I fell in love all over again. Yeah, so I couldn't be mad at it no more. So, and we time is just too short for us to be, mad over the silly stuff. And that was silly. I shouldn't even got mad about it. But I thank God for her, and I thank God for her music. And I really thank God for her personality. Her personality was so big.
Yeah, she had a big personality.
Oh, my gosh. She knew how to make you laugh, and then she could make you cry all in the same breath. And just, she loved on folk. I love that about her.
Yeah. She opened up one of her albums. I don't know if you remember this, but it was a scene, and she's talking to one of her girlfriends, and she says, oh, girl, I got to go. Look at Donnie Simpson. He sure is looking good. On Video Soul or on TV or whatever she said.
Oh, my God.
Something like that.
Oh, I got to go back and look.
Yeah.
My girl. I love
me too.
Sylvester.
So how long was it that we after you guys made up that we lost Vesta?
Oh, it was years later.
Okay.
We didn't stay on that too long.
Yeah.
It was years later. But I remember hearing about it, and I think I called Will Downing to see if it was true. Yeah. And just hard. I mean, so many of our great artists, when Natalie left here, that broke my heart. I mean, I went to the talent show in high school with Natalie Cole. So losing them, it's a place that we're not going to get another one of those.
Yeah, no.
Aretha, you're not going to get another one. You're not going to. I'm glad that she doesn't have to suffer anymore, and what she was going through the whole 9 physically.
Yeah, right.
But there was only one, and I think some person said that you get one in 100 years. So I'll never see another one in my lifetime.
Yeah, that's what I felt about Aretha.
Yeah.
And there's one song that I cannot listen to without crying, Until You Come Back to Me. That song just takes me out, and I don't know exactly what it is about it. But the night before her funeral, Stevie Wonder was performing here in D.C.
Okay.
And I went to see it, and I didn't know that was Stevie's song.
Yes, it is.
I didn't know.
Yes.
So Stevie starts talking about Aretha, and he plays that song.
Oh, my goodness.
And he loses it. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Is it about this song that makes me feel this way and does this to Stevie too?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's just, I'm telling you, every time I hear it, I cry.
Yeah. My song was, I see myself in your face, a reflection of pain. Somebody made you cry over and over again because you and I were meant to be lovers. The search is over for us. There's no other. We're finally at the rainbow's end. Baby, together we'll mend all the cracks in our heart and love all the hurt away. Oh, God. That is my song.
Regina Belle, ladies and gentlemen.
That was my song.
That's a beautiful song. Man.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
my goodness.
so beautiful. And she and George Benson, to this day, when I hear that song, it just takes me back to a number of memories, but mostly those dreaming of doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, I hear you. Thank you, Regina.
I love you, Daddy.
I love you too, Regina. I could do this all day. We could talk all day. Thanks for coming on. I really do appreciate you.
Thank you for having me. And don't eat all your Fritos. Don't eat them all at the funeral. Just take a little plastic bag and get a few.
No, I won't do them all at the funeral. I'll do some at the wake. I try to be respectful.
Hold something back, right?
The family hour. Oh, my goodness. You're making me so bad.
Oh, my God.
Man.
Oh, my God. I can't with
Thank
this man.
you.
I can't. My husband said to tell you thank you for getting him through so much. He's from D.C.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, thank you for getting him through so much, being on the radio and Video Soul. He said it helped him through a lot of stuff, even when he made it to the NBA. Listening to the music, took his mind off of maybe, he said, his inadequacies.
Wow.
Just hearing good music helped him just to focus on what it is he was there for. So he told me to make sure I told you that.
Well, that's very cool. Thank you, John. I appreciate that. Give him my best, and your brother too. How's your brother doing?
I will. Waiting to see you still.
Yeah, I know. Well, just real quickly, tell him your brother. I mean, is very successful songwriter.
Yeah, my brother is the talent I wished I could be, because my brother doesn't just produce, but he writes music, he plays all the rhythm section instruments, and he's a heck of a singer. He can really sing.
Wow.
And there's a couple of songs that we did where we're both singing background and you can't tell who's who. He's amazing like that. And he's written for Michael Jackson, for Boy George, for Case, High Five, Teddy Riley, Guy, Blackstreet, Patti LaBelle, myself.
Wow.
I mean, he's just, Michael Jackson is probably the biggest to date. Remember the Time.
Right.
So,
right.
He's pretty amazing. And he's a celebrity in his own right. But he always wanted to be behind the scenes. He never wanted that, front stage kind of thing. He never wanted to deal with that. Yeah. So,
well, give him my best.
I will.
And this is like the third time we've said bye. It's so hard to say goodbye to Regina Belle. It is. But again, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. God bless you.
Thank you. You too, sweetheart.
All right. Regina Belle. We'll see you next time. God bless you. Peace.
What would you call a joy that knows no bounds? That is as solemn as it is sweet, with an outpouring of soul that connects us. Joy in resilience, joy in creativity, joy in happiness, joy in strength. What would you call a joy that knows no bounds? A joy supreme. AARP celebrates Black joy. Visit us at aarp.org/Black community.